La Remontada. To some, the greatest comeback in footballing history. But to me, it's the biggest robbery in footballing history. Now I already know that all you Barca fanboys have made your way down to the comment section to voice your disagreement, calling me a salty PSG fans and a sore loser. But deep down, in your heart of hearts, you know I'm right. For too long now, people have settled on the fact that this is the greatest comeback in Champions League history, alongside the greatest collapse of a team in the competition's history. And I've completely glossed over the numerous, and I mean numerous, mistakes made in this game. But today, that ends, because I will expose this game for what it is, and that is the biggest robbery in Champions League history. But ladies and gentlemen, before we can begin with proceedings, I've got to dress for the occasion. All right. And now to change the scene. Nope. All right, there you go. Now, before we begin with this hearing, I'd first like to address the officiating during this game. And that all starts with the lead German referee, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗕𝗕𝗕𝗏.
𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗕𝗕𝗏.
Thank you. See, our good friend,
𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗕𝗕𝗏,
as previously alluded, is German. And now, I'm not trying to elicit any, stereotypical assumptions or anything, but all I'm gonna say is that France and Germany don't have the best history with each other. And who's to say that Mr. Atkins here, being German, doesn't want a bit of revenge? Just leaving it out there, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Now, with this possibility in place, I believe I've established a good foundation for this case. And so we can begin promptly with our first piece of evidence. Exhibit A. All right, so our first piece of evidence here brings us to the 11th minute, with Barcelona already in the league thanks to a Suarez header. Julian Draxler comes off the left wing and tries to cut it back to the penalty spot, but the ball is promptly intercepted by the sliding Mascherano, with the ball clearly coming into contact with his arm. And what does the referee do in this situation? Award a rightful penalty? Nope, he completely ignores the PSG players surrounding him in protest and awards a corner instead. And again, I already know that people are going to defend this decision by saying that Mascherano's hand was in a natural position and there's nothing he could have done. And you know what? I agree. However, my issue with this handball is the inconsistency given the context of this game. Because see, moments later, he would give this penalty, which for the record, I'm completely okay with, because although Meunier does slip and it is an accidental foul, he does still prevent Neymar from getting to the ball. And so a strong case that this is a penalty is a fair one. That being said, my issue with these two scenarios is that for the Neymar penalty, he went to go consult with his fifth official. What do you even call these people? I don't even know what to call them. Are these like goal linesmen? This is off topic, but I saw these people all around, the 2016-17 campaign, and this is the only game that they were in. What the heck is their duty? Because this is post 2014, so goal line technology exists, so it's not like to look for a goal or anything. Yeah, so it turns out that these refs are called additional assistant referees, and I was able to find them as far back as the 2011-12 Champions League campaign. Their main role is to observe the penalty area for any potential incidents the main head referee could miss, which is pretty ironic given that our additional assistant referee here in our situation seemed to be on his coffee break or something, because I don't know how he managed to miss that. But anyways. Oh, and one other thing. Turns out that all the officials during this game were German. So hey, not to put on my tinfoil hat or anything, but hey, it's a possibility. But I've already harped on to this point to oblivion. So let's get back to things. Where were we though? Ah yes, Neymar. See, on the Neymar penalty, he initially told him to get up, and it's only after consulting with this other official that he awarded the penalty. But for the Mascherano handball, mistakes, he said. I don't make mistakes. It did not at one moment cross his mind that maybe all these PSG players surrounding me in protest may mean something. Perhaps I should go consult with my other official because I may or may not have missed something. Nope, his ego is way too big for that, and he awarded a corner instead. No penalty. And one last thing for all those people who still, despite all this, don't believe this is a penalty. Where is that same energy for this? Yeah. If you're gonna tell me that the Mascherano handball isn't a penalty, then you have to keep that same energy, that same logic for the Kimpembe one. Because just like Mascherano, his arm is in a natural position and there's nothing he can do about it. So it's either that both these cases are handball and therefore penalties should have been awarded, or that they're not and so no penalty should be awarded. That's it. You can't have it both ways. Anyways, that concludes our first piece of evidence. Now, let's promptly move on to our second piece of evidence with Exhibit B. Once again, the culprit in this situation is our good friend Mascherano here. In the 85th minute, 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗏 is through on goal, and all he has to do is slot this one in to cut Barca's lead in half, and surely secure PSG's qualification to the quarterfinals. But he sends a shot well wide of the target, and on initial viewing, it just looks as though he scuffed his shot. But after watching the slow motion replay, it can be clearly seen that Mascherano makes contact with his right boot, clearly impeding him from his shot. And if you still don't believe me after seeing these images, the culprit himself admitted guilt. When asked if he'd fouled his international teammate, Mascherano responded with this: "It's clear that I did foul 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗏, but I think that's not the reason why we eliminated PSG." My friend, I beg to disagree, because even if we disagree with the fact that had PSG gone and converted that penalty, it would have cut any and all momentum Barca had, and even if the Catalan club had gone on to score as many goals as they did, PSG would have still gone through on away goals. And that's not to mention the fact that Barca would have had to score all these goals whilst the man down, because there's no way you're telling me with a straight face that after committing a clear foul on an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, Mascherano is not seeing a straight red. And that concludes my second piece of evidence. And now let's move on with the third piece of evidence, with Exhibit C. Exhibit C. Where to even begin? This is the worst of the three. You know what? Enough talking from me. I think it's best that you yourselves see these images. If anybody, please dare explain to me how on God's green earth this is a penalty. The stage is yours. The stage is yours. Give that man an Oscar, because that has to be one of the greatest acting performances I've ever seen. I didn't know that Luis Suarez was a footballer by day and a critically acclaimed actor by night. All right, to get back to more serious matters here. If you, in good faith and in good conscience, can look me square in the eyes and tell me that this is not a dive, forget it. Leave. Click off the video, it's over. You cannot, with two properly functioning eyeballs and two brain cells and good rational cognitive faculties, tell me that this is not a dive. But ladies and gentlemen, you'd be surprised, because none other than Stevie G himself said this on the penalty decision.
I think what the defender does is he gives the referee a decision.
He gives the referee a decision? Is that not his job? You know what? I hate when pundits say this, because they make it seem as though these referees are no different than you and I. These referees have been training their entire lives, devoting countless hours studying the rules of the game. So yeah, I think it's perfectly fair to criticize them for a clear and obvious mistake. And I don't want any of this, he wasn't in a good position, he was right behind them with a clear line of sight. Coming back to this Gerrard comment, I would be doing myself and you guys a massive disservice if I didn't mention the glazing, and I mean the glazing, that these BT pundits had during this game. These guys were fanboys. Look at the way they celebrated Sergio Roberto's goal. From their reactions, you'd think that all of them were ex-Barca players. But nope, the only one among them to have played for Barca was Gary Lineker, and he had the most tame reaction of all of them. In fact, Michael Owen here played for Real Madrid. And yet, we've got him running around here like he's playing a game of Duck Duck Goose. The BT pundits on this occasion found it beneath them to mention any, and I mean any, of the PSG penalty shouts. But honestly, I don't even know I'm surprised. BT have been PSG's ops. Coming back to the dive itself, I'd like to take another side tangent here and discuss Suarez and Neymar's diving during this game with Exhibit D. This sort of links back to the previous exhibit, but both Suarez and Neymar should have been sent off during this game. Don't believe me? Let's start with Luis Suarez here. Going back to that dive, this wasn't the first time that Luis Suarez displayed an Oscar-worthy winning performance, because in the 67th minute, he did the exact same thing from the slightest of touches from Verratti. Screw what I said earlier about him being an Oscar-worthy actor. He's a one-trick pony. He rightfully deserved to get a yellow for simulation here. And with that yellow, and the yellow he should have gotten in the 89th minute for diving, this Olympic diver wannabe should have been sent to the showers early. And this brings us to Neymar, who he himself should have been sent off during this game. His first transgression comes to us via the 55th minute, where, just like his good friend Suarez, tries to put on his best acting performance and flops like a ragdoll tossed aside. I mean, hey, by this point, I'm starting to think, is this a football game, or are these diving tryouts for the Olympic team? This next defense, though, is one of pure, unbridled, barbaric rage in trying to beat Marquinhos in a one-on-one, gets the ball nicked off of him. And in frustration, he comes back and hacks Marquinhos from the back. Like, gosh darn, what did he do to deserve that? That was personal, man. Plus, that's his Brazilian teammate right there. And even after this vicious tackle, he has the balls, the cojones to go and argue with the referee. So with that barbarous challenge, Neymar was rightfully given a yellow card. And if we add the yellow that he should have gotten for diving, this man should have been given his marching orders to the dressing room as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings to a close the 4 pieces of evidence in favor of the proposition that this game was stolen from PSG. To summarize it all, first and foremost, I'll be using the average penalty conversion rate of 75%. And given that PSG had 2 clear and obvious penalties that weren't given, multiplying this by a conversion rate yields a result of 1.5, which means that had PSG been awarded those 2 penalties, they would have been expected to score 1.5 goals. But obviously, that's absurd. You can't have half a goal. And mathematically speaking here, the right thing to do would be to round up to 2 goals. But I'll be conservative in my assessment, and I'll assume that PSG missed one of their penalties due to the pressure of the moment. So that now means that PSG would have scored 1 extra away goal on that night. But it doesn't stop there. If we account for the fact that the Suarez penalty should have never been given, then Neymar doesn't have the opportunity to score the crucial penalty to put Barca 5-1 ahead. And that's if things are even allowed to progress that far, as Neymar should have been sent off in the 64th minute for a second yellow offense for fouling Marquinhos. Not to mention the fact that Mascherano would have been given an early shower for his foul on Di Maria in the 85th minute. So now, taking all these events into careful consideration, I've concluded that this game should have ended 5-2 in Barca's favor. And that means that PSG, not Barca, would have won the tie 6-5 on aggregate and would have gone on to face Juventus in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, Your Honor, I rest my case. And there you have it, a comprehensive breakdown as to why La Remontada is the biggest robbery in European football history. That being said, I'd like to talk about the aftermath of this robbery, and in particular, how it's been glorified by everyone over the years. It seems everyone has turned this moment into the greatest moment in the Champions League's history. There's countless romanticized short films of it, Barca have made fan reaction videos of it, and even UEFA have drank the Kool-Aid. You can watch the entire game, all 90 minutes of it, for free. For free! But the thing that pisses me off the most about this game is this picture. The iconic picture of Messi celebrating with the Barca fans after Sergio Roberto's 6th goal to win it all. And you see, the reason it pisses me off so much is because it's a fraud. The picture that should be iconic is this one right here, because he is the true architect of Barca's infamous victory. Thank you very much. God bless you all.